Devesh Chaturvedi ji, IAS, Secretary, Department of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare, Government of India, to share his insights and remarks. Mr. Chaturvedi serves as the Secretary, Department of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare, Government of India. He is a senior administrative leader with deep expertise in agricultural policy. He has been instrumental in driving initiatives aimed at improving the farmers' livelihoods, strengthening supply chain efficiencies, and promoting sustainable growth in the agriculture sector. So please put your hands together louder for our chief guest, Mr. Devesh Chaturvedi ji.
On the vice president, Shri Suman Bhallaji, who is a stalwart in tourism sector. Maybe you will be following the legacy of Amitabh Kanji as far as tourism is concerned, because I am hearing good things about him for many years after I left from tourism sector. Shri V.S. Barwa Sahab, Honorable Secretary General and our Senior IAS Officer Ajay Bagaya ji, Vishwajit Singh Chima ji, Rahul Mukherjee, Sri Ankita Jaiswal ji, Surendra Kumar Jaiswal ji, our friend. There are a lot of acquaintances and also a lot of partnership when we were in UP. I was in UP, Shri Ganesh Chopra ji, ladies and gentlemen, सभी किसान भाइयों बहनों, क्योंकि किसान भी हैं इसलिए मैं प्रयास करूँगा हिंदी में बात करूँ जिससे सबको मेरी बात स्पष्ट हो जाए। दिल्ली में रहते हुए ये संभव है कि हम लोग ले सकते हैं हिंदी में बात करने के लिए। Agriculture, as you know, is still the backbone of our economy. 46% of workforce contributing 18% of GDP. So you can very well understand that if 46% contributes 18% and 54% contributes 70 or 82%, so the agriculture incomes are quite low as compared to non-agriculture incomes. The whole effort of the policies of the government is to improve livelihoods, incomes in agriculture, also improve non-farm incomes of the farming households. किसानी में जो आय है वो तो बढ़नी है, लेकिन उनकी नॉन फार्म इनकम भी बढ़ाना एक बहुत बड़ा उद्देश्य है पॉलिसीज का. So two big challenges are there in agriculture sector, which of course is unique to India and many other similar countries, is that there is a lot of fragmentation of land. So the average land holding in India is about 1 hectare. And one can very well understand that if you have an average land holding of 1 hectare, each farmer produces a surplus of fruits and vegetables. The economy of scales are not there. And the bargaining power of the farmer as an individual may not be that high. The second major aspect which is a resultant of this is that what ultimately goes to the consumer at the retail and what the farmers get at the wholesale level. There is a huge gap. The gap is more than optimal. So for food grains, because they have a larger shelf value, that gap would be maybe about 60 to 70% is what the farmer gets of the retail. But when it comes to fruit and vegetables, it goes to as low as 30%. And that is the real issue, and there is a huge risk of perishability. So that's why we had this scheme announced by Honorable Prime Minister about farmer-producer organizations. Farmer-producer companies or farmer-producer organizations are basically farmer collectives, which try, and it's an effort, as we always mention that in farming, what we have is कि जो किसान है वो खरीदता तो वो रिटेल प्राइस पे है और बेचता वो होलसेल पे है. जबकि कोई भी इंडस्ट्री होगी, any industry if you see, it is always procuring at wholesale and selling at retail. But farming is the only industry जहाँ पर रिवर्स हो जाता है. तो उसका कारण मैंने बताया कि छोटी जोत है तो वो रिटेल पे खरीदता है और होलसेल पे बेचना है तो इनकम्स कम हो जाती है. The whole effort of FPOs is to ensure that the inputs are at wholesale and selling is at retail. अब वो उसमें the role of your organization comes in. Because whether it's Hotel Association of India, which is of course a separate body, but today we are sitting with Federation of Hotel and Restaurant Association of India. You have a large expanse of hotels and restaurants across the country, which are very renowned, where foreign tourists and domestic tourists come. And if you are able to develop partnership with the local farming community to get authentic food, authentic fruit, vegetables, spices, other things, then it will be a win-win situation for you, as mentioned by Mr. Suman Billaji and other dignitaries also, and also for the farming community. And because the FPOs have been formed, there is you can say collectivization, there is a clusterization of very specific fruits and vegetables. It will be easier to do trade with them. I remember once I went to Peru for one official visit, and we just entered one restaurant which was on the roadside. And what we saw was a picture of some rural landscape, a few farmers standing there. So I just asked, ये किसकी whose photograph है? कहते ये वो farmers है जिनकी सब्जी हम यहाँ लाके आपको खिला रहे हैं. Now that connect which I could was a very very emotional connect of those farming community with that restaurant. ताकि दिखा रहे थे कि इसके हम आपको जो खा रहे हैं वो यहाँ से आया है. So that sort of emotional connect which we can have with the Hotel and Restaurant Association, and it's not that we are not doing it. I remember Honorable Prime Minister started this his own initiative that the UN declared UN Day of Yoga. When I was in tourism, we had yoga and Ayurveda, spiritual tourism being run by the hotels and the hospitality and tourism industry. Then when the International Year of Millets came, and it was the Hotel and Restaurant Association and the hotels who came up with millet recipes, the chefs, and even now we see something of the millet still there on the buffet system or otherwise. And we have always said that is the only way that we can move ahead and enter into the middle class and upper middle class through the Hotels and Restaurant Association. And the third thing which we are discussing again on something of responsible agriculture is the chemical free, the organic farming, the natural farming. The consumers are demanding something which is pest-free, which is free of chemical pesticides. And I'm sure there will be an inbuilt demand within the hotels and restaurants to have organic or naturally grown food. And we have such through these FPOs, clusters of farmers who are doing organic or natural farming. And therefore that is another opportunity for the hotels and restaurants to have a tie-up with those farming groups to have something which is certified organic or certified natural, which is safe and which you can give premium price to the farmers and also charge premium prices from the consumers saying that it's organic or it is naturally grown. So these are some of the sectors where a very good partnership can happen. And I'm sure, और मैं किसानों से यहाँ भाइयों से विनती करूँगा कि जैसा कि एक स्पीकर साहब ने बोला कि ये पार्टनरशिप हो क्यों नहीं पा रही, इसकी कारण ही कोई है. विश्वास तो लंबे समय तक होना चाहिए कि हमें, क्योंकि जब एक बार किसी होटल में या किसी रेस्टोरेंट में एक पर्टिकुलर लेवल ऑफ डिमांड होती है तो देयर हैज टू बी एन एश्योरेंस ऑफ डिमांड, या डिमांड का एश्योरेंस होना जरूरी है कि हमको ये चीज़ इस क्वालिटी की इस समय सप्लाई हो जानी चाहिए. और वो जब एक विश्वास बढ़ जाता है समय के साथ तो फिर वो कंटिन्यूस फ्लो ऑफ होता रहता है और फार्मर्स भी उसी हिसाब से फिर अपने डिमांड के हिसाब से प्रोडक्शन को भी थोड़ा बहुत रीडिज़ाइन कर देते हैं. तो मेरा ये जरूर रहेगा कि जब भी, और हम मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ एग्रीकल्चर हैज़ ऑलरेडी ट्राइंग टू डेवलप द प्लेटफॉर्म्स एंड नाउ वी आर गोइंग विद द स्टेट्स आल्सो टू डेवलप दिस पार्टनरशिप बिटवीन द होटल्स, द restaurants, good restaurants of various cities and where a lot of tourism inflow is there, and the farmer producer organizations, so that they can develop this partnership, business partnership, where we can remove the middleman. Because middleman का रोल है important, लेकिन अगर ना रहे और farmer producer organizations ही middleman का रोल रहने लगे तो बहुत बड़ा लॉजिस्टिक चैलेंज खत्म हो जाता है और क्वालिटी एश्योरेंस का एक मैकेनिज्म बन जाता है, फार्मर इनकम अपने आप बढ़ जाती है. और ये जो गैप है बिटवीन द रिटेल एंड होलसेल, जो हम बात करते हैं कि फार्मिंग के लिए रिटेल में जो बहरा जो होलसेल पे जो फार्मर को मिल रहा है उसको 30% है, वो हो सकता है 40-50% पहुँच जाए. And once it reaches 40-50%, you can very well understand the income grows automatically by maybe 1.5 times the price. So that is the whole idea, and that is the whole challenge. And I'm sure I'm thankful for Ministry of Tourism as well as FHRA that you have organized this. As you mentioned, we had discussed this in Lucknow also, and we have tried this there. Then I came to Delhi, and now we are having it at the national level. And I'm sure this can percolate down to the regional associations also, because there are 10,000 FPOs which we have constituted. There are more than 40,000 FPOs overall in this country. Some are self-driven and they are doing very well. They are doing excellent work, and you remember that wherever Honorable Prime Minister speaks in Mann Ki Baat, he always discusses at least a success story of 1 or 2 FPOs who have done excellent work across the country. So I'm sure that they will be encouraged to do more and to link it with you. The last point I would like to mention is that we have a lot of geographical indicators, GI tagged food items and processed food items. And those are the items which are exclusive for that region, for that country. We know about basmati, but then beyond basmati, we have the Kala Nag, we have the Gorji mango, we have the obviously different types of mango, the Malda mango, we have different types of rices across the country, different types of spices across the country. We are GI registered. And I would also request that if you are able to also promote those GI products across the country in your cuisines, mentioning it that is such a GI indicator. I'm sure many tourists will love to know this, that this is a particular exotic variety of wheat or rice or any other fruit vegetable which has a GI tag in the country. And that will also help spreading of that, preserving that geographical GI heritage of our country, because that has been created after a very long process of registration and of documentation. And as I mentioned, there are 250 plus GI products in this country. I can share you that list through the association. It will be good that those areas, the hotels and restaurants of that area can start using those GI products for promoting those products in their hotels and restaurants, and also indicating them in their menu card also. That will be another push to exotic varieties, because what happens is when we diversify to exotic varieties, the prices are high, the prices are at premium, and farmers' income increases. So again, that is another aspect which I would like to mention in this present. And again, once again, thanking you for all the effort which you have made. And I'm sure that after today's discussion, this will not be the end of the discussion. We will also try having organized this in different destinations where there are a lot of hotels and restaurants already there or coming up. And we will also have a regular Wednesday webinar with FPOs, and we will put this idea amongst those webinars that any FPO who desires to have a linkage with any of the hotels and restaurant chains can certainly use that platform, and we will try forging that partnership, which will be, as mentioned by Mr. Suman Billah, a win-win situation to all. I'm an old tourism man. I have worked there for 5 years, and it was my fortune that once I returned back to UP, I went and worked as Commissioner of Prayagraj, which was where 2013 Kumbh happened. It was a mega tourism event, tourism event. So it's always, tourism is within, you can say, जैसे कि होता है भारत सरकार में पहली posting tourism में थी, तो tourism is always first now. So tourism is always something which is close to the heart. Once anything happens, good happens in the tourism sector, which improves the incomes of farmers. And I have always mentioned at that time also, tourism is the only sector which leads to income redistribution in underdeveloped areas. Because the rich people go into those destinations which are otherwise not so much developed industrially, and then they spend the money there, and there is a huge increase in incomes of that area because of the service industry. So it's a big income redistributor. Therefore, and one of the ways of doing it is not just hotel chains, but also the cuisines and the crafts of that area, because the people spend there. You make a platform where you also expose the tourists to the culture, the cuisine, the crafts, and that increases the income of that area. So therefore, my congratulations for this first event, and in future we will certainly work with you with positive intent, because ultimately farmers' welfare is what our ministry is working for. In whatever platform and whatever partnership it is required, we will be putting everybody here, including our marketing team, Maninder and her team, along with other marketing officers, the Joint Secretary and Director. They will be fully engaged with you to take this forward. Thank you very much.
बहुत खूब कहा मिस्टर देवेश चतुर्वेदी जी, और जैसा आपने बहुत ग्रेसफुली मेंशन किया अबाउट the importance of partnership in agriculture, which is actually the backbone of our GDP of our country, and also you talked about the solutions to the challenges faced by the farmers or